Hey everyone, it's your boy AG95. I know it's been a super hot minute since I dropped another video, but last week was E3 and I had some personal things to deal with. Wow. So we're just gonna get right into this video. This is gonna be my best of E3 kind of wrap up, all the games that caught my eye. No cinematic trailers. I know there's games that got announced, but if there's no gameplay of it, I'm not gonna talk about it because I'm not gonna get hyped for a trailer. This is all games that had gameplay come out, so these are the ones that actually got me really fucking hyped. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Fallout 4. Of course you guys knew what was first on this list. Like, come on. For one, I have not been playing Fallout as much as anybody else, because it seems like everybody in the fucking world plays Fallout, and they were just waiting for this shit. I played a little bit of 3, none of New Vegas, and I was super interested in seeing what this game has to bring to the table, and let's just say, it did not disappoint at fucking all. The sheer scale of this game, oh my god, the work they put into this is fucking evident. Holy shit, the conversation options, the fucking customization in your weapons and your fort, that shit looks fun as fuck. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie, I was fucking hype as shit. I'm picking this shit up day one. Like, I want a fucking dog, bruh. But alright, that's enough of me like fangirling about it. I know there's a little bit of stigma behind this. Like, some people from not the community, some of the fans, they think the game is a little bit more casualized because it seemed a lot more action oriented, like Call of Duty first person shooters, and a lot more accessible to like a newer crowd. And I think that's exactly what they're trying to do here. Like, they know their original Fallout fans, they're gonna come back. This is the 4th installment they've been looking for, and they're not gonna drop this series now. So I think it's okay that developers want to try branch out, do something a little different. Well, probably not different, so to speak, but they're trying to make the game more accessible to newcomers. So I think that's pretty okay. So like, I don't think like any of the old RPG elements are gonna be like tossed out the window. It still seems to be there, just with a few tweaks and probably just like watered it down a little bit. But hey, I'm not an old fan, so what do you guys think about this? But I'm picking this game up because it looks fucking cool as shit. And it's gonna be like my first full-on first full-on Fallout game, and I'm rather excited. Street Fighter V. Well, Street Fighter has always been a franchise that's near and dear to my heart. I basically grew up in the fighting game community for that game as a young lad, going to arcades and pumping a shit ton of quarters. Not even just arcades, like local laundromat, where a lot of Street Fighter players would just like gather around and just play on hours on end. So like, whenever there's a new installment in the franchise, I'm always pumped. And seeing Street Fighter V, well, this build of it, oh, it looks so clean. The 60 FPS, it looks way better than the builds they showed before and all your trailers and whatnot. Like, the game is just so visually pleasing with this animation. And like, for example, like, seeing the characters get hit and seeing the amount of block stun animation there is, and just seeing the characters adjust to each hit, it looks so good. But that's kind of one of the things that I'm really interested in seeing now, because in a lot of fighting games, block stun animation, if there's too much of it, that could be it could be a hindrance. Because if you're in the block stun animation and your character's still going through it, you can get followed up on and punished. So I'm really kind of interested in seeing I already know that Street Fighter V is going to be a good fighting game because Capcom and Dimps, well, if you don't know who Dimps is like the company that did Street Fighter 4, and they're also working on Street Fighter 5. They're going to make a good game regardless. But what I kind of want to see here is like, I want to see how the game evolves visually while still keeping the aspects of like competitive fighting into it. Like, I want the game to look as good as possible. I want to see them bump it up, animation-wise, graphics, and all that. But I don't want the animation to get in the way of like the actual combat and gameplay. So I'm interested to see how the 60 FPS could work. I know 60 FPS was in Street Fighter 4 with like the later iteration of it, but that game wasn't built with 60 FPS in mind. It was just kind of like added in as like kind of like a buff for next gen, like the PC. But that's kind of where I stand on Street Fighter 5. I'm hyped for it though. And make sure you guys catch that beta. And you know we can't talk about Street Fighter 5 and not talk about that Cammy cosplayer they had on the E3 show floor. My boy. What? Bruh, okay. I'm not one to lust over a voluptuous woman. But bruh, that ass. That is all. Also, if anybody happens to know her, like her Instagram or her name, it'll be pretty cool if you can comment that down below. I need it for research. Yeah. Gears 4. Man, you guys just really don't know how long I've been waiting for this announcement. Ever since back a few years ago, when Cliff Bleszinski and Rod Ferguson, the heads of the series, kind of just like moved on to do grander things. Basically, they left Epic Games to pursue what they want to do, make more video games. And after that, a few months later, Gears of War Judgment came out, and that was a flaming pile of bullshit. I feel that the series was dying, and that scared me, because here's a little background here, a little background story. Gears of War was the first online multiplayer game that I've played, and well, besides Halo 2, but we're not gonna count that because I played that at a friend's house. But Gears is like where I met most of my long-lasting friends, and like where I had the best experience I ever had with them is like in that game. Hello, police car? I'm sorry about that. Police car outside. But like Gears of War, as corny as it sounds, was more than just a game to me. It was kind of like an experience that I would never trade anything in the world for. So yeah, just seeing the games fall from grace like that, it really bummed me out. But knowing that Rod came back and he's like holding the reins to the new game, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel safe. I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl that got asked to prom by my crush now. Everything is good. And when they came up on stage, they could have just put up a sign that said Gears 4. I would have came multiple times to that shit. But that gameplay, everything about it, it felt like a sort of calm for the Gears of War fans, like the hardcore ones. It was like saying, we're good now. We're good. And also they announced Gears of War Ultimate Edition was basically Gears of War 1 remaster. But the thing about that, which is pretty smart, is that the game is kind of like a big scale beta test for Gears 4. Because the team, the Coalition, they haven't made a next gen game yet, so they're not too sure how the online system kind of works and matchmaking. So they're using that as kind of like a step stool or a guideline for Gears 4, so they won't have too much of a problem when that game comes out. Also, I kind of forgot to mention that they are bringing back LAN connectivity, so hopefully we can get some healthy competitive play back into the franchise as well. It's been absent in the previous games. So, like Gears of War 3 and Judgment. I'm not sure I think it was in 3, but it was out of Judgment. But who wants to play that shit competitively anyway? The Last Guardian. It took a motherfucking time. It took me too fucking long for this shit. Half-Life 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Shenmue 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, and The Last Guardian. Crazy how, like, almost a year and a half ago, most of these games were nothing more than gaming myths, so to speak. But almost all at once during this E3, excluding Kingdom Hearts 3 and Half-Life 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 being already announced, of course, our dreams were answered. It was like a it was like E3 miracle. All but the ones I excluded were announced, or re-announced. In this case, The Last Guardian. Little is still known about this game. Even though it was re-announced, they showed fresh gameplay, and all we know is there's a boy and his giant dog, goat, eagle, griffin thing, fucking companion, and that's about it. Like, it's nice to see that the game is still going strong, and that the rumors that's been swirling around a few months ago about the game being cancelled are false. It's nice to know that all that is confirmed, and like we can rest easy. But I think it's time that we finally get to know a little something about this game. Hopefully, at other conferences like GDC Tokyo Game Show later on this year, we'll get to see a bit more story in this game. But hey, the game is alive. That's fucking good news. For Honor! Let me just say one thing. I know this video is about the best, well, my best of show, like what I think is the best of show. But let me just say, I think this game might be my favorite of show. Because this is something totally new, brand new. It's like the game I wish, it's the game I wanted but never knew I wanted. That's how I'm gonna put it. This game is a third-person action multiplayer game. It's not just multiplayer, it's a single-player campaign, but they ain't showing none of that. The main appeal here is the multiplayer and its combat mechanic called the Art of Battle. The Art of Battle is the combat feature which, when you encounter an enemy player, like a real person, the character viewpoint, it switches to right over the shoulder and maps all of your attacking and defensive capabilities to your right thumbstick to give you more flexibility in combat and more options to control your weapon. So when they showed the gameplay, I was like, okay, alright, and then it went to that Art of Battle thing, and that's where it got me. I thought it was going to be another hack and slash until they did that shit, and man, oh man, I'm loving it. The way they're just like, I see a lot of mind games in this shit. That's what I like. I like mind games when I play online. I like to fucking size my opponent up. And this game feels like it's gonna be all about that. And I can see some killer ass moments when there's like 3v1 or 1v2 or some shit. Man, like the other games that they haven't shown at E3, this shit got me so hyped I'm stuttering and shit. There's not much known. So we're just gonna have to wait and find out what we can about this game. But we do know that the game is confirmed for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and not Wii U. Sorry Wii U owners, but you got fucked over again, unfortunately. Horizon Zero Dawn. One of the best things about E3 are definitely the surprises. The games you never see coming, but knock your socks off when they do. And this time around, one of those games is definitely Horizon Zero Dawn. Shown at the Sony press conference, Horizon is a third-person action adventure game made by Guerrilla Games, which is odd since they have such a long history with the Killzone franchise. I really wonder what the influence was to take the jump to third-person action adventure instead of their traditional first-person with the Killzone. Maybe they're trying to branch off, or just, fuck it, let's make a different kind of game. But this shit does look fucking awesome though. Going off of the few bits of information we do have, this game is set in a post-apocalyptic Earth. Some kind of catastrophe happened and it wiped off, well, it didn't wipe out, but it critically reduced mankind to back to like basically the Stone Age, and where we're using bows and shit, but there is pieces of technology laying around. And the twist here is that it seems that, I don't know what the fuck the humans were doing beforehand, but there's like robotic animals that kind of roam their way into the natural ecosystem of the world. So they're basically, they're one with animals and like plants and shit. They're just a part of the ecosystem now. So it's like normal. It's not like, whoa, there's a fucking robot there. They don't see a robot like the people living. They see organisms and shit. So it's interesting to see what the fuck is going on in this story. So we see this girl and then she's hunting down like this fucking antelope robot shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. And she's trying to get this kind of like substance that's on their back. It's like in a container. I'm guessing all of them have this to like power them or some shit. I don't know. But she really needs it. Maybe some kind of not heat source, like life source. I don't know. I really want to know more about this game. My mind is real. It looks so good. The action looks fluid. Oh my god. And like the fucking graphics, bruh. Like, what the fuck? When she blew up the fucking T-Rex shit, man, this is a good one. This is one to keep your eyes out for. And I definitely need to dust off my PS4 for this one. Kingdom Hearts 3. You really thought it wasn't gonna be on this list, nigga? Last but not least, Kingdom Hearts 3. What else can really be said about this game that already has been said in millions of other videos? Graphics, stunning. Gameplay, fucking fluid and awesome. Fucking Sora's weird face that he makes when he transforms the Keyblade into the dual pistols. Yeah, they need to fix that shit. But what else can we say? We all know this game is gonna be ridiculous. Masaru Nomura, he's putting in immaculate amounts of work on this. We all know this shit's gonna come out good. Is it gonna be the best Kingdom Hearts game? We don't know that. Nah, it is. Come on, get the fuck out of here. This game's gonna be amazing. It's the end of the Dark Seeker saga. It's gonna be what ties Kingdom Hearts into whatever the fuck happens next in this grand, confusing ass story. Sora apparently has normal sized feet now. This game is amazing. Well, since I'm not gonna just sit here talking about how amazing this game looks, because we all know it, I want to bring up something that I'm a bit concerned about. As we all know, Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced at the Sony conference, and it's also directed by this man Nomura. So I'm just wondering, he went from Final Fantasy 15 to Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3, the window release date is looking shaky for this shit. I doubt it's coming out next year. If it does, that is a surprise. I know about the leak, so if you guys talk about the leak, I know what you're talking about. It says winter 2016, but I don't think so, because if Final Fantasy 15 comes out next year, I don't think Square is gonna bring out two of its juggernaut titles in the same year like that. But maybe I could be wrong. I'm just like, if that's the case, both of those come out, then we're gonna get Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2017. I don't think this is gonna happen. I think we're gonna get Final Fantasy 15 next year, Kingdom Hearts 3 2017, and then Final Fantasy 7 2018. I don't know. I do know the Final Fantasy 7 anniversary is coming up soon, so in a couple of years. So I don't know. I think we might land on that, but we're gonna wrap it up here because this video is getting nice and lengthy. I want to thank all of you that actually stuck through and saw it all to the end. Like, you my niggas for that shit. But I know I've been rambling and my thoughts are all over the place, but I hope you could follow. I also want to know, what were your guys' best of show down below? If I had to pick one, it would definitely be For Honor. That game, it feels like a breath of fresh air, even though every single other game looked fucking tops too. All in all, I think it was a pretty solid E3. There was some other games that I never got to talk about, but hey, it is what it is. We get to them when we can. But with that, you guys, I'm gonna sign out. Nice AG, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!